Fort Lauderdale, Florida, with a gentleman named Stan Gershbein. And Stan is a very interesting guy who's retired, and yet he's not retired. And I thought that his lifestyle might be something that people would be interested in. So, Stan, how long have you been retired?
1995 was when I sold my business, but I had always been writing, and I continued writing, and that's been my major source of income right now, other than my investments. And I enjoy writing, and the fact that I get paid for it makes me enjoy it even more.
Well, now you're living in Florida, though. Tell us, what is your lifestyle as a retired person in Florida?
Florida. What do you mean, like, what do I do?
Yes.
We have a lot of friends. We go out to dinner. We go to a lot of cocktail parties. People think that Florida is like the Boondocks. I had a friend of mine who was a city councilman. He called it a lost world of culture. It's a no culture. And I tell him, I see the same shows down here that you see on Broadway, only I see them at half the price because we get the road companies down here. We have theater, we have concerts, we have movies, we have a load of restaurants down here, probably more than any other city that I've ever been in other than New York. And our social life is going out, being with friends, and in between I do all these things. I do a lot of cruising, and I do a lot of traveling, and I do some writing, and in between I take the writing and I send it up on a computer, and I get paid for this.
And I understand that you're in newspapers that are owned by Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah, Rupert Murdoch. Okay, I worked for Courier Light Publications in Brooklyn starting 21 years ago. I had written freelance before that, which is, by the way, is very easy. You write freelance and send it off to magazines, you send it off to newspapers. Sooner or later, somebody's going to send you a check for it. If you write, and you write something that you think people will like. Okay, started working for Courier Life 21 years ago. Courier Life Publications was bought out by Rupert Murdoch, the News Corporation people, and that's the man that owns New York Post, Fox News, Wall Street Journal. And like I said, Bill O'Reilly and I, we're co-workers. Okay.
Even if you don't know each other.
Nope, never met the man.
Okay, so that basically you have the best of two worlds.
Oh yeah, so I have the best part of two worlds. I'm retired. I sit on the beach as often as I want. I travel as often as I want. I have all the free time in the world, and I write. I could do my writing sitting on the beach. I do most of my writing sitting on the top deck of a cruise ship. I could write anywhere. Just take out the pen, take out the pencil, do some writing, and then come home and put it down on the computer, on the word processor, and send it off. And a week later, you get a check for it. Nothing's easier than that.
And so while you're working, you have the satisfaction of working, and you still are enjoying the life of a retired person.
Oh, this is absolutely magnificent. This is everybody's dream, whether they realize it or not. Being retired, the very first thing that I did when I retired is I took the alarm clock off the shelf, put it in a drawer. I haven't seen it since. And that is the best part of retirement, that you don't have to live on a schedule. You don't have to have a calendar of where you have to be, when you have to, other than your social meetings, other than who am I meeting for dinner tomorrow night, who am I going out with tomorrow, what show am I seeing next week, which cruise am I going on next, which, by the way, I told you, in 11 years we just came off cruise number 80. Our 81st cruise is in February, and it's already booked.
Well, it certainly sounds like you're really enjoying yourself. Thank you so much for talking to us today. I really am amazed at the lifestyle that you've managed to create for yourself. I think people will find it very interesting that you can work the way you work, doing what you love, and be retired and enjoy the life of a retired person as well.
You see, it's not just me. I'm living with people that are doing the exact same thing. They may not be doing it as a writer. They have other things that they're doing it. One person I know is doing it. He's been a philatelist all his life, stamp collector. And right now he's busy trading and selling. He goes to the stamp shows down here, and he makes himself a pretty fair living doing the same thing. And we go on cruises together. So if I'm doing it and he's doing it, anybody could do it.
Well, that's good to know, and thank you so much for talking to us today.
You're quite welcome.